So did you guys recap while I was gone?
Nah, we were just bullshitting.
That's fair. It's good because I need to recap. Who's gonna recap?
Let me pull up my session notes.
Good.
I'm out.
I was here last time.
Okay.
I can recap. We went to a scary house.
That's true.
I fell out a window.
It was spooky.
I feel like Jimmy did some sweet talking to some mobsters who
That was
roughed up
money.
the professor's driver. The great Alexander found something in the wall and then looked in the mirror and got spooked, I think.
Yep.
And then I fell out the window. And then the great Alexander somehow talked the mobsters into going the other way while Libby and the professor may have went into the library.
And Jimmy went with her, I think.
Yeah. Because he was
Yeah, I
like
think so.
peddling for coins.
And we opened the tubes and found partial forgeries of the missing documents, but others as well.
There was a smart ass frat guy who was like, was he warning us about something? I don't remember.
Oh shit, I
He
forgot about him.
says that Amelia is a witch and that Leiter was doing
Yeah,
very
that's right.
important work that must continue. And he tried to warn him about Amelia, but he wouldn't listen because she's a witch.
Was that
Yeah.
Anthony? Anthony
Yeah.
Flinders?
That's
Flanders.
it.
And I vaguely remember the house being creepy. Creepy grinning reflection, creepy shadow tentacles, creepy red worm specter.
So we're doing great.
That's about where we are. And so you guys are in the Orn Library. We had paused there after you guys were going to meet there. It's late at night, and you were going to reconvene and recap, I think. Wait, was it late?
I think it was nighttime.
Yeah,
I think it was night.
I feel like it was night.
It was evening when we got to the professor's
It's
house.
Cthulhu. It's probably always night.
It's always nighttime.
because you did all of this the same day so far. I think it's all still like the first day.
Yeah, because we came out of the Emmy's office.
It was not. It was getting to be
And
evening.
Anthony was in his car, and I chased him down.
Yes.
And we took him to like a diner or something and made him talk to us.
All right. So it's still just the evening of the first day.
We got so much done. I mean,
You get a lot done. Talked to a lot of people.
We're probably really tired.
You're probably getting very tired.
Jimmy's not tired.
But you also have a lot of stuff to discuss after the
Jim's
house.
not tired.
Because you found a lot of stuff in there. So we find our investigators. Let's say that Alexander is just coming in from fast talking the hoods away from the front entrance. They seem to be heading off down the street in the direction of the hospital, which is only a few blocks away. So we are convening in the library. You guys have found a table at a kind of a corner, secluded corner of the library to talk
And
in private if you wish.
What were we? We were going to research stuff, weren't we?
I don't know.
We
I don't remember what we
came
were.
to the library to look at the documents.
Okay. There's a safe convening area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and can I look at the documents
Let's look at those documents.
and, like, I don't know, try to figure out what exactly they might be or where they came from, or do they have any connection with the witch papers?
They're
Hey, honey.
the documents are the forgeries.
Hey, that's one.
Forgeries.
Because we found, the documents are partial forgeries. Some of the missing papers, some of other papers we don't recognize.
I guess the papers we don't recognize then, just to see if there's anything that, correlates. I would use my library use, perhaps.
I have library use as well, so I will
Yeah.
library use it.
Nerd.
What are you hoping to find?
Just to see if there's a connection between the forgeries that don't seem familiar and the things that we're like looking at.
So identifying the other documents.
Yeah.
So what? They're forgeries of what again? Sorry, I'm having a major brain fart about this.
No, well, I mean, it all happened pretty quick. It's just basically something Alex found.
They're
and-
witch writings. It's writings of the witch, right?
No, actually,
No.
that is not one of the documents in this.
See, I was way off.
No, you guys haven't actually taken that much time to look at these.
Oh, that's why our notes are so vague. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's why you were coming to the libraries to actually take a look at these.
Okay.
Oh well,
So
I
then,
knew,
can I?
but we knew there were forgeries.
Because you presume that they are, because when Alex pulled them out, he basically saw a page that was like partially written on in very high detail, and it was basically like an incomplete
Thank you.
copy of
Well, then,
something.
in that case, can I use my appraisal skill to actually see if these are all forgeries or the process of making forgeries?
Let's just hold on.
Read them.
I want to look at them. I want to look at the goddamn documents.
I want to roll all the things.
Yes.
I want to roll the buttons.
First things first. You can roll whatever you want. She's still yelling. She was real mad when I put it down, by the way.
Oh, I went for a swim.
Yelling,
He
yelling.
said whatever. I went for a swim.
So as you guys find this table and you're kind of starting to uncork the tube and rolling out all these things, what you see is probably like 10 to 15 pieces of paper, varying sizes. All of them seem to be historical documents of some kind, from certificates of birth to like personal letters to like diary entries or journal entries. There are a couple that look like they're records from battles or wars. But these all appear to have some kind of historical significance. They also, all of them, appear incomplete. In some cases, you'll see that the writing just sort of stops mid-paragraph, or it looks like some of the detail work, if there may have been like calligraphy or edge art not work kind of things are kind of in the middle of being created. So these, with your, you guys are rolling all kinds of stuff. With your swim skills, drown, and die.
With my being a distinguished history professor, do I see any kind of link between the documents as far as historical facts about the battle, how they could be linked to birth certificates or to?
No, these are all pretty random.
Okay.
It looks like there are clusters, like maybe 2 or 3 that seem to be connected together. Like a couple journal entries that look like they're probably are from the similar. They have a similar style writing. So it looks like maybe these are several different like lots of documents that are kind of in mid process of being created. With your appraise skill of your successful appraise skill, Libby, you would say that this is very fine work.
I mean, this is very fine work. I mean,
It seems that
maybe
our
not the
Professor
best.
Leiter may have had a side hobby.
This is very fine work, but they are not originals. You would be able to tell that with your. I mean, to know more, you would probably need to see the original documents. But these don't strike you as just based on like the type of paper and.
What was Professor Leiter a professor of?
Forgeries.
He is in the antiquities department.
Antiquities, that's right.
Was.
So, who kind of jag starts this many jobs and doesn't finish any of them?
Someone who's in trouble with the wrong kind of people, I'm sure.
Yes, rushed in fact. Perhaps the individuals at the casino that you were speaking to earlier.
This must have been how he funded his gambling habit.
So the question,
I knew there was something off about that man.
it's probably his face, and I look away. Well, the question becomes, what is our plan now? And it indeed is getting late, though I am rather enthralled by the adventure of it all.
We have not
Well-
been to his office, correct?
Ah!
No.
That's exactly what he looks like.
Ooh, that's right. I
Lovely.
forgot. That's what we were. That's what we were.
We've been,
That's
to,
what we were doing. This.
we've
Yeah.
been to the Emmy.
That doesn't look like a
Howard.
mafia hit.
No, but not his office.
I feel like I fixed it.
You've not gone to his office.
Mhm.
Which we have
As
a key to.
looking through the, okay, sorry, what's your question?
Which we have a key to his office.
Yeah,
on
and it's in
campus.
it's on campus, so it wouldn't be far from where you guys are now. As you're leafing through the papers, one of the other documents that you actually picked up catches your eye. Where is it? It's in here
Swear to
somewhere.
God, if it's a picture of that guy,
Yeah, right?
upset.
That's the good stuff.
Why would he have his own death picture? It's so weird.
Nope, that's not the one. Nope, that's not the one. Shit. Well, maybe it's not in here.
You find nothing, in fact.
No, I know I showed it to you guys once before. What the heck?
Look dead. Might post later or might delete later. IDK.
Mhm. It was the document that it was a notice of admission and a request to visit regarding the case of one C. Hunter
Right.
from uh,
The sanitarium.
Arkham Sanitarium.
Mm.
We found a letter at his house.
It was at his house.
Wait, there's a forgery of that letter in
No,
here?
no. Sorry, it was an unopened letter which you opened up. It was underneath.
Okay.
The board. It was
Yes.
basically inside the mail slot.
Yes.
That
I
you
mean, it
found.
was a federal crime that we committed.
That's right.
Oh,
Well,
God.
Jimmy committed.
I won't tell if you don't tell.
Sanatorium, C. Hunter admitted. Yes, Lighter allowed to visit his guardian until family is found.
Ryder has assumed temporary guardianship. Yep.
That's not in these documents, so you were just reminding us that we'd found that.
It's been a while.
So,
Interesting.
you're one of those smart sorts of broads. Can you tell if the same person did all of these? Jimmy gestures at the different incomplete forgeries.
Libby takes a moment because she's not sure if she's being talked to or not.
Um,
I'm going to also roll my appraisal. Suck a duck.
It's very hard to tell.
I
Alright.
adjust my glasses. Andy, are they made by the same person?
it's gonna take a little while. Even
Oh, wow.
even with an extreme success, you're gonna have to like look at these with a magnifying glass for a little while.
Oh, I have one in my satchel. I pull it out. Professor,
starting to
shh,
do that?
shh, shh. I'm looking.
All right, so you start
Look
going
at
to
the
work.
curves.
Harry. Just
This one
look
has
at
a heart above the eye.
the telltale giveaway.
Talk amongst
Uh,
There's
yourselves. It's
striations
fine.
in the text. It's nobody. Absolutely nobody could decipher whether this was done by the same person.
Just shh, I'm concentrating. see, the ink that they use clearly seems, and then I just start trailing off.
Sure.
I will spend as much time to
Yep.
show how good I am.
Yeah, totally. So it is going to take at least 15 minutes or so while Libby starts going over this. Do you guys want to do any other talking while Libby is doing this? Libby, you can be talking while you're doing this
Nope.
as well.
Nope. I don't even think they're there anymore.
Sure.
We could go sneak into his office, see what there is to see, and then tomorrow morning find this other professor, his rival, rough him up a little bit, see if he's in on this forgery scam nonsense.
James, I don't mean to be rude, but these gentlemen that have been following Mr. Leiter,
Yeah.
their modus operandi, if you will, would it result in Mr. Leiter's injuries?
His eyeballs boiling?
Yes,
Nah.
I'm not sure what
No,
types of torture the underworld employs, but yes, to be blunt.
You think the mob boils eyeballs?
I don't know.
Nah.
You think I associate with such riffraff?
I mean, if his fingernails were pulled out,
Present company excluded.
if his teeth were pulled out, if he was missing a finger, maybe some toes, less noticeable, but eyeballs? Uh-uh.
That's what doesn't sit right with me. He may have been in trouble with the mob, but I
And they
don't
didn't
believe
know he
this was a
was
mob
dead.
hit.
Yeah, they didn't know he was dead. They're still looking for him.
That's true.
I mean, they're not going to care that he's dead. They want their money, but they didn't kill him.
We didn't find his money, did we? I don't remember.
Not that we know of.
Not that we know of.
Not
And
that we
not
know
like, not the amount they were after.
Right. Perhaps a visit to Professor Leiter's office is in order.
Abe, you find a swoop.
Oh my goodness, look at this swoop. Professor, shh.
Swoop? What are you talking about?
Look right here. On the L in the cursive, it matches the other L over here in wall.
Let me see that.
I'm looking at it right now.
By God, you're right.
You are finding some very minor consistencies between them, which lead you to believe they were probably done by the same artiste.
Oh my goodness.
A very skilled person. A very skilled.
Listen, the person who did this was extremely skilled. However, under my masterful eye, I was able to discern certain characteristics. See the swoop that I pointed out to the professor earlier? And this eye that distinctively has a heart. You see it over here again when they say articulate, which possibly has an eye in it. I'm not sure.
It does.
But
Very
clearly,
perceptive, Miss O'Reilly.
the same
I'm impressed.
person. And then I stand up straight and I put the magnifying back. Like I try to spin it and holster it into my satchel.
Like a gunslinger?
Yes.
Roll it.
Oh, I'm rolling it. I'm
Do
gonna
you
roll
have
it
a
fast.
magnifying glasses holster?
Oh, nope. Oh, does
Push
anyone if
Push
you
it,
wouldn't
push it.
mind
Push
picking
it.
that up? I'm sorry. Did it crack?
Abe,
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's broken.
Hey, push it.
Abe, I need you to roll your luck.
Son of a bitch. Oh, I got luck for days.
All right.
Got it.
Ting, 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 ting.
Oh, does anyone see it? It's my lucky one.
Jimmy smirks and like kicks it under a chair.
I'm on my hands and knees crawling for it.
I can't see anything without my magnifying glasses. Jinkies.
I'm gonna use my. I've already used my spell hidden, but I'm gonna try it again.
While you're under there,
Oh,
Oh.
well, I never. And I pull my skirt down.
while you're under there, you see a book that is tucked underneath the settee that you were sitting on.
Oh my God.
It is right next to your magnifying glass.
Oh, there it is. Oh, and a book. And I pick it up and I come up and I immediately start to look at it.
It seems to be a genealogy book from Salem, Maine. Salem, Massachusetts, not Salem, Maine.
Probably got a lot of late fees attached to it.
Andy, when we met, what's her face?
Amelia.
Amelia. Was this one of the books that I remember her seeing?
Amelia Bedelia.
I would gladly roll for it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your intelligence.
I've got some intelligence. Oh yeah, I got some intelligence.
Yeah, you go through your mind palace, and you do remember a glimpse of this title, not the binding, not the same binding book, but you remember seeing this title in a stack of books behind her on the shelves.
What's interestingly enough is I remember this being somewhere near Miss Amelia this morning, afternoon. I don't remember. Before we roughed up that hooligan.
Different copy of this book,
But
and also you see that there's one of those like ribbon bookmark things that's tucked into the pages.
oh, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm already in this book. I want to open up to that page.
Sure. It seems to be talking about the court family. Was part of the as you're reading about it, you read about the court family was one of the notorious families found to be guilty of witchcraft
She's a witch.
during the Salem, Massachusetts witch trials.
She turned me into a duck.
And
Like, oh, yeah.
at one point, a young mother in the courts was found to be guilty of witchcraft and burned at the stake, leaving behind a son who was taken into custody by the rest of the city. And this was, of course, a while ago. What was it, like a century?
I reiterate that, but the whole time I'm using my magnifying glass to read the book, and then every now and again I look up with like one giant eyeball blinking at everyone through the magnifying glass.
What was his name? What was his name? The court kid.
His name was, there was a name.
Sebastian.
Sebastian. I start immediately writing down in my notebook.
Although when he was taken into custody by the church, he was renamed John.
And apparently when he was taken in, they changed his name to John. With an H or without?
With an H, of course.
With an H, of course. It's the only way to spell it.
Mm-hmm. With an H, of course. St. James spelling.
Did he keep his last name?
Didn't change his last name, did he?
No.
Okay.
John Court with an H.
Hey, that Anthony kid. He said, "You can't trust Amelia. Court isn't her only last name."
How do you remember such things?
I take notes
Yeah, you take better notes than I do.
in my head.
Oh yeah, they totally did change his last name.
Oh, well,
Kaham
I'm
House.
sorry. I missed it the first time. They did change his last name to something else.
What was it? What did they change it to?
I'm
So
waiting for
his
this.
name was changed to Court.
Oh, it was
From-
changed to Court. From.
Hold
Hold on, I'm looking.
From
House?
This part of the book is a little smeared. Hold on.
Kerwin.
Kerwin, of course, it's right here. It's plain and simple.
So the Kerwin
That's right.
family.
The Kerwin was the witch family.
How do you spell that?
Curwen.
So
Well-
they changed his name from Sebastian Kerwin to John Court.
Yep.
Strange indeed. It's also very strange that this book happened to be right here with this exact thing underneath it, and it's the same similar book that Miss Amelia was reading earlier. Not
Bet
this
that
book, I
Anthony
don't
kid
think.
was reading it.
I don't trust any of this. Or the fact that my martini is empty.
We should keep an eye on the young woman. She seems to have been hiding some information.
You believe Miss Court is wrapped up in all of this?
Maybe not as a killer, but I think she knows more than she let on.
Well, I do agree. It seems like an odd coincidence.
Shall we investigate the office?
I should be able to get us in there easily enough.
Alexander, actually, do I have the key? Somebody has the key.
You guys do have the key. I don't know who has it.
Alexander pulls out the key with the flourish.
Oh, he has a key.
I can leave it there.
I look at the watch. What time is it?
It is like 10 o'clock.
Oh, I couldn't sleep right now. Should we keep going?
Yeah. Let's go check out his office.
Jimmy, lead the way. And I grab your arm in my arm.
Well, maybe hey, just sit tight a second. Let me go make sure they aren't hanging around outside. I'll come back and get you all in a
Good
minute.
thought, James.
What if you need backup?
I'll take Alex.
Well, I could be quite charming, but that's fine. I'll just sit here with the professor.
Yeah, Jimmy's gonna go do a quick look-see outside the library, see if he sees the car or the guys.
Sure. Do a spot hidden.
And yeah, he's gonna take Alexandra.
Sure. You can also roll a spot hidden if you wish.
I feel like you should do that.
All right, come on, Jimmy. There
Regular.
we go.
Regular.
Okay. As you you go outside and you see as you kind of peek out around the street, and then down the street towards the hospital, you see that there is a car parked down there with a kind of a big man. The taillights are faintly glowing as if the car's running, and there's a big man leaning up against it, the car, and you see another similarly big man come out of the hospital. They seem to have a short conversation, get in the car, and drive off.
Okay. All right. Coast clear. Get back inside. All right. They know he's dead, but they also know we know him. So keep your eyes peeled. Watch your asses. Stick close. Jimmy will start leading them across campus to the office.
Sure.
So we're walking. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you start walking across the quad towards the humanities building. Wait a minute. I have a thing for this. I have a thing for the thing. Shazam. Yeah, so you guys were inside the Orn Library, and y'all are going toward the... Oh, I used to remember which of these buildings was the... I really did pick one of these as the humanities building, but I forget which one it was.
That square is our car, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It's not there anymore.
No.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's say you're heading towards George Loxley Hall. You haven't actually been there yet. We'll go say you're going there. Loxley Hall. All right. Let's have the professor. Why don't you roll me a spot hidden while you're walking?
Alrighty.
We believe in you. Don't kill us.
Spot hidden. You shouldn't.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys get to the antiquities building, and you're able to get inside no problem. There is a night guard there, but with quick explanation and with Professor Milton's credentials, you're easily able to get past.
Yeah.
I won't even have you
Right.
deal with that. So you find yourself inside a decently appointed office. There's it's definitely very, very clean and has some like several nice frames on the wall, which have very important looking documents inside. There's a little placard on the on the desk saying Professor Leiter. There is a small room next door with another desk. The door is currently open, but it's basically sort of like a secondary room off of this one. With a smaller desk, it's a much more cluttered room with shelves of files and several books with another small placard that says Amelia Court on it. So there's basically the main office, and then she has a small office next to his.
Are there any mirrors or reflective surfaces?
Don't look.
There are not on the walls. I mean, there's lots of glass on the walls.
All right, but no mirrors. Okay.
The glass is fairly reflective, though.
I wish you would look first.
I'm just gonna try to not look at the glass.
Sure,
I'm gonna beeline right into Amelia's office.
sure.
I'm gonna look through some of Dr. Leiter's documents.
Okay. Yeah, you see some filing cabinets. There's a fireplace in there. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, I am like, my brain's fried. This is the scene of the murder, y'all, and I forgot that.
Oh snap! Is there blood? Oh, there's blood.
This is the scene of the death. So okay, let's rewind this. Everything's about the office, but as I was like actually scanning over the description, like there is a shattered mirror on the wall. So there is a mirror, but it's shattered. So there are some shards of mirror on the ground. There are a couple filing cabinets and a fireplace. There's a smaller room with Amelia Court in it, her office. Yes, there is some blood on the ground. There are some. Looks like a lot of the stuff on the ground has been disturbed, but the glass and the blood is still there. Yeah, that's what we have. So Libby's going to Court's office.
Yeah, I still think I would overstep the glass, and I don't trust her. You hear her say under her breath, and just walk into her office.
Okay. So both of these offices are outside offices. His is kind of like in a corner with like two windows. Hers has a smaller window in it. And yeah, hers basically has several shelves and a filing cabinet and a desk with papers in it. So you're going in there. Alex, you do see the shards of mirror glass everywhere. What are you doing?
Yeah, so Alex is he's gonna like kind of kick the mirror shards into a pile and then take the mirror off the wall and cover up the mirror shards.
I laugh. That's a good call.
Nice. Milton, what are you doing? Professor Wagner.
I'm gonna look. Were there documents on the desk?
No, there actually would not be.
Okay. I'm gonna look through his file cabinets to see if there's anything of interest.
Okay. How about you, Jimmy?
I'm gonna check to see if there are signs of like anyone busting in through the window or any like signs of a break-in or anything.
Sure, you can check for that. So, there's not an investigate, is there?
It's only spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Spot
Going
hidden.
backwards order. You first.
Wow.
I see everything.
Yeah,
That's,
you do.
that's
Send
badass.
it back to you. Milton's looking through the Professor Milton
Yes.
Wagner.
Yes.
Your name is Milton, right? I'm not making that up.
Milton Wagner.
That's it. Yeah, that was right. All right.
That's a sexy name.
Roll a sanity.
As you're searching through that, why don't you roll me a library use to try to make
Library.
this filing system?
What he's not telling you is you're really rolling a sanity check.
Probably true. All right. Alex, as you are, so you're scooping together all of the pieces of.
This file cabinet fucking attacks me.
Where are you sitting in relationship to the window? No.
Oh, Jesus.
Kidding. Once was
A
enough.
bed appears.
We'll at least go like a couple stories before we do that again.
Thought I was done.
So you're scooping it together all the pieces of glass, and then you're using the mirror to like face down on top of it, right?
Yeah, so I was like kind of like gonna kick the glass pieces together with my foot and then take the mirror off the wall and put it like face down to cover up all
Okay.
the shards.
All right. So you kick the shards of glass together without any issue. As you go up to the mirror on the wall, you start to notice that the glass, before you take it down, you notice that several of the shards of glass actually seem to be like melted. The metal backing behind the glass, the part that makes it shiny, seems to be in some places like melted and dripping, or like melted and fused to the wood backing of this of the mirror. So like in some places the glass was shattered and fell off, and like the metal backing is melted and fused onto the wood and still there. So that's what you noticed. Also, you haven't taken the thing off yet, because I'm going to go to Libby. What are you looking for in Amelia's office?
I feel that she's hiding something. So I don't know if this would be a library use, but I'm looking for something that is not necessarily organized. I guess it's more of a spot in it. Something that is not necessarily organized the way that I would expect it to. Like it's specifically put there to be hidden. Yeah, I'm just gonna go roll it. I'm gonna roll a spot hidden.
Where are you looking? That's a good roll. Where are you looking?
Okay, so you said there are. I wrote this down.
She's a desk, a couple shelves, and a file cabinet, and a window.
If I was her, I think the file cabinets. I would look for something that's maybe filed differently, or a name that doesn't make sense to be filed where it is.
Sure.
Like applesauce.
So as you're flipping through the file cabinet, you would notice that one of the files is out of order, where you notice that most of the other files seem to be in some kind of alphabetical order. There's definitely like a filing system to it. This one's clearly out of order. It is labeled circumstances behind Western expansion, circa 1750. But it just doesn't make sense with what it's surrounded by. The theme doesn't make sense. The alphabetization doesn't make sense. And as you open it up to look at it, you actually see that there are files inside that are exactly what it says. It's all about the very boring, I mean, to some, Western expansion of the United States and people traveling west. And as you are going to put the file back in, you see a doll at the bottom of the file cabinet, right above or right below where this file was.
Like a doll, like a
It's
porcelain
made of
doll.
cloth, like sackcloth.
This is like my worst nightmare.
Ooh,
There's just a doll in there. No, it's not a porcelain doll. It's just it looks like it's made out of like potato sack canvas.
I'm gonna touch it.
All right. You turn it over.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna touch it.
Yep. And inside, you see a ghastly face of a wide red smile and 2 burn marks where the eyes would be.
voodoo.
Oh, don't like that. In all of my extensive reading and things, is there anything to me that says like this is like me as a person feel like this is like a voodoo doll? But like, would I as a character know anything about that, or
That's up to you. Oh wait, I'm not done.
Oh God.
There also is this is a pretty crudely made like sackcloth doll that seems to be like paste paint of red and black in places. It has like this blondish hair, yellow hair painted on top, which harkens back to Lighter's body, who had blonde hair. And also there is look like there are several holes in it around the abdomen and crotch, which all have a little bit of like white cotton stuffing coming out of them.
Ooh.
Guys. And I hold the doll up.
Did I describe the eyes?
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay, cool. Just gotta make sure I get all the
Burned eyes.
His official cause of death was heart failure.
yes.
He didn't have any like other wounds on his body, right?
Did you see his face?
But the doctor also kind of confessed that, like, yes, officially it's heart failure, but like this is super freaky. But yes, officially he died of heart failure.
Right, but they didn't have like wounds on his abdomen and
He did not.
okay.
I have a wound there.
I found this in the filing cabinet. It's a bit strange for
Before
my
you
taste.
come back out,
Oh
before you
God.
I'm not done resolving everyone else yet. After you
No.
find that, you have that in your hand. Go ahead. No, I don't need a sanity check for that. Gotta be sparse with my sanity checks. Let's go back to the Professor Milton. You find several holes in the files in here. Gotta go pee. Yeah, so there are a number of files seem to be missing. It looks to be like business things. There are like holes in the records, I should say, like where he would kind of have a lot of records of like business receipts, when then every once in a while there would just be a few days missing. Or there would be records of records. You would see he has files of records of where certain parcels of documents that he was categorizing for the library. But conspicuously, there are also several receipts of documents that are missing from here, including the document that would show the receipt of this trust collection from the family, the Hobhouse family. So there are several things which you would specifically be looking for, especially considering, like, if he had documentation saying like where he kept these documents, things like that. You can see he does actually have pretty good notes as far as what the university would demand as far as like documenting where these private collections that aren't owned by the library, they demand that there are kind of meticulous notes kept about the chain of custody, if you will, of these pretty pricey historical documents. And in a couple cases, in quite a few cases actually, they seem to be missing. Most notably, the Hobhouse account has no record of where the files have gone.
There seem to be some files missing from here.
And it definitely look to be the ones that are missing definitely seem to be cherry picked. Like they're kind of the juicy ones that you would wanna see. They're cherry
The
picked.
lighter has many faults, but sloppy record keeping was not one of them.
And you would also know that something like this is audited frequently enough that this had to have been done decently recently. Like some of the ones that are missing, so some of the paperworks that are missing have been missing long enough that, or are from long enough ago that you're sure he must have gotten rid of them recently.
Right. Either he destroyed them or they were stolen.
Your eyes drift to the fireplace. Jimmy,
What's this, a fireplace?
you were investigating the window, and you had a pretty good spot.
Extreme.
Extreme.
success.
You see some scratch marks on the windowsill, which looked as if a pry bar had been slid there at some point. There's scrapes
On
in
the
the
outside, like someone pried it open from the outside.
on the outside of it's on the inside. You see it on the inside, but yeah, it looks like a pry bar was kind of slid underneath the window. You would assume to get in. You also see in there, yeah, that's what you see.
Okay.
And you would notice that the locking mechanism is kind of like bent and broken out of place.
On the window.
Yeah, so the latch is busted.
Somebody busted in here.
Seems to be.
Okay.
Now back to Alex. So as what are you doing after you see the melted?
I would take the mirror off the wall and position myself behind the mirror, and then I will show it to Jimmy and the professor. Look, it seems like there was some kind of fire or something. This glass seems to be almost melted underneath.
I'm gonna praise it.
Well, first roll a sanity check.
I'm gonna roll a sanity check.
You can do it.
That's a flail.
Damn.
Jimmy is so fucking sane. He's seen shit. He doesn't care anymore.
This is
Hey.
nothing.
So both of you, as Alexander is turning this mirror towards you, you see reflected in the mirror just a flash of it as kind of he's turning it towards you. You see a reflection angling down towards the ground. You see the face of a blonde-haired man screaming and clawing at his eyes.
Mm-mm.
You guys.
And then the flash is gone. It's just sort of as he's rotating the thing towards you, you see this flash pass across the little shards of mirror that remain inside the frame. Yeah, and then you see him. Yeah. Professor Wagner, you will lose 1 point of sanity,
No.
Yeah.
and you can react in whatever way you wish. You drop whatever you were holding. You drop a file, and there's papers all over.
My God,
Jimmy goes,
that looked like Professor Elijah.
Huh.
But that's impossible.
no,
We saw his corpse.
Wait, you saw the professor in the mirror?
Yeah, dying. Eyes burning out.
It was weird. I'm over it now.
Jimmy's the one I want to meet in real life.
Imagine you're like a Burt Reynolds. Yeah, big hat. Funnier than a normal
It's,
fat hat.
it's funny. It's real funny. Yeah.
Alexander like kind of half drops, half sets the mirror down after hearing that they saw the professor in the mirror.
Jimmy picks the mirror back up and like looks at it and reflects all over the room to see if he can like see anything else weird.
Sure. So you're going to come back in at this point, Libby. You see this happening, and you have the doll in your hands. Libby comes in with the doll in her hands. Everyone but Jimmy notices this. Jimmy, you, as you're rotating it around, you see, as you rotate it around, you see a form standing in front. As you're rotating, you finally find the spot where you see a form of a man in a moderately expensive suit, standing in front of where the mirror is. You're kind of at the back of him now, and he's clawing at his face and screaming silently in the mirror. And he eventually punches towards the mirror once, twice, 3 times, and then stumbles to the ground, writhing and clawing. And you see little wisps of kind of vapor, smoke, something coming out of the front of his face.
Same blonde guy.
He's
block.
probably okay.
Then,
He's
as you're
probably good.
watching, the apparition starts to form creases in the skin, deep red creases,
Ooh.
shooting across it as if it's getting sliced with a knife.
He's probably okay.
The creases deepen, and the skin melts away into a pile of red worms that collapse into the ground and melt into the floorboards.
Oh, he's great.
Jimmy says, "Huh, that's fucked up."
Big hat.
Anybody else see that?
It's funny.
That shit's crazy.
Speaking of crazy, I found this creepy doll. Its eyes are burned out.
Stick it in front of the mirror.
I'm not doing any of the such.
Now, I think we're all just very tired.
Eyes are burned out, Professor.
Simply a coincidence, that's all. Yes,
No
it's
one
all
should
just coincidence.
Any mirrors?
What's with all this red worm shit?
Red worm? There's
Yeah,
red
the
on
red
the
worms.
doll.
Red worm. Red worm.
Red worm.
I don't know about the red worms. I don't want to know about the red worm. Unless it's in a bottle of vodka.
I mean, I've read stories about people who use dolls to torment other people, and this is very little too close to home in that retrospect. So, okay. Libby's just gonna grab Jimmy by the arm really tightly.
He looks at her.
I mean, you said it yourself. You seen some shit.
Yeah. What time of day was he found dead?
That is a question that
Needs answering.
Amelia found him
needs-
1 week ago.
Yep.
So Amelia found him and doesn't want to talk about it. Who came in next, and was she still there when they came in?
Let's wake her up. Maybe not wake her up.
She, who came in next? She
Yeah.
notified the like police, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, so she found him dead.
Either the police or Bryce Fallon.
Everyone said it was really gross, and we tried to ask her about it. She was like, "I can't talk about it. I'm too upset." But if she's the one who fucking did it, all right.
We
So-
need to put a, how do you say, the squeeze on her.
I could be quite charming or persuasive if needed.
Jimmy cracks his neck, and then like 15 knuckles.
I feel like you shouldn't have that many nickels, but perhaps you could also be persuasive. Libby's gonna like turn, still arm in arm with you, and just look like death glare at you, and not say anything.
Jimmy?
Yep. And I rolled a 33 for my persuasion.
Hard success.
What are you trying to persuade him to do?
Nope, I just want to show you that I could do it too.
Oh, okay.
It's like she immediately goes from this like almost ditzy persona to this just immediately hard chiseled, like just dagger glare. And then as she finishes, she just like squeezes your arm and then shrugs. I mean, I think we could do it together.
So
Can't this wait until the morning? I'm missing my evening tea.
I think it's past tea time, Professor.
I have one immediately before bedtime. I'm not a barbarian.
You live
So-
an interesting life.
Amelia found him the morning of September 24th, which was like a week ago. So yeah, she found him in the morning when she came in to start her work.
All right. Well, let's check with the night guard on the way out. Maybe he's working that night.
Alright.
Anything else we need to see here?
Give me one moment. Alexander is gonna go to the desk and kind of pilfer through the drawers and see if there's any hidden compartments or anything.
If you would like to roll, you can.
Spot
I
hidden.
never want to deny you guys a roll. So you get your checks.
Fail.
Yeah, you're.
Push it.
Push it.
Mm, you know what? Sure, I'll push it.
Oh, you're gonna see some shit in the mirror.
Maybe not.
Oh,
Got it. You don't find any hidden chambers within this desk. It's a fairly basic desk. It looks like one of the drawers has a lock on it, but it is currently unlocked. But it also, to your eye, doesn't seem like that complex of a lock. It's one of those where like it has a basic enough key that probably one person just has a key for all of the similar desks like this. So it's possible like the dean has keys to all the desks just in case he needs to clear out somebody's locker. But yeah, you don't see anything of super interest in there. There is a letter opener that is fairly basic, made of wood with a blade. There is looks to be some recent mail, but nothing nothing really that it's all pretty germane. Nothing really draws your attention.
I want to see if I can find. So there's money all over the floor. I want to see if I can find like a piece of money that got missed. Because Jimmy's curious about like what kind of money this was. Like, was it modern currency? Was it like weird witch money? So Jimmy's gonna try to find a piece of money somewhere in the room.
You know, you had a pretty good spot hidden before.
Extreme success.
Yeah, you did. No, you don't see any. You don't see any. And you would assume that the police probably went over this place with a pretty
Somebody
fine
had, like,
Missed a piece like under a chair or something.
You've never known a policeman to miss a piece of money at a crime scene.
All right.
Professor, you said that some documents may have been destroyed. What? And then Alexander gestures towards the fireplace.
Oh, the fireplace. I'm gonna go over and kind of poke through the fireplace with my cane.
Sure, your cane gets ashy.
Yep. That's all right.
It's all right. You got more. Or is this one made of like glass or something?
No, it's high quality. Carbon fiber. 1920s carbon fiber.
Nice. Titanium. Yes, you poke through and you do see that there are some remnants of paper with lettering on them, which
Okay.
seems to match what you were missing.
The missing documents.
Nothing legible in them at the moment, but you can tell from their letterheads that they were there.
And there, mostly what was missing was receipts for like antiquities finds. Is that right?
Or
Yeah.
documentation for like when they were checked out.
Gotcha.
Mostly it would like it's sort of like chain of custody documentation for like when they were checked out or for how long.
So destroyed, not stolen. So maybe him.
Did that seem like something that Dr. Leiter would do? Would he be one to destroy documentation, or did he seem pretty meticulous and
You didn't know him that well.
Right.
He was sort of like a rising star in the department. He got a lot of good contracts in the antiquities department, as far as like getting primo collections to add to the library, the real sexy stuff.
right?
So you probably knew of most of them as like a kind of a young hotshot,
Yeah.
but you know, it was spoken well of by mostly everyone for his work as far as and his knowledge. So, but I don't think you would know him well enough to know about his meticulousness or anything like that.
Right. Okay.
But you may presume whatever you wish, of course.
Either he or somebody else destroyed these documents, meaning that there was some kind of dirty handling here.
Dirty handling.
Dirty.
Andy, can I make a just crazy ass roll?
Sure.
I just want to, while holding the creepy, scary doll that
Yep.
I'm going to put in my satchel.
Yep. You're roll mythos.
Yeah, I want to roll either a mythos or.
Do you have mythos?
No, I don't think the scary. No, it doesn't.
You're
I was
the
going to
right
roll an
person.
occult. I just want to see if there's anything that like sticks out at me that's like, I don't know. I'm just like scanning the room for like, there's a picture with like a weird symbol in the bottom left corner, or just anything that just like jumps out at me. Oh my god, can I push that? How much luck do I have to spend?
You
could.
75 spin luck.
I'm gonna spend my luck. I'm
All right.
gonna make that a 60 something. I know math. 68. Yeah, I spend 7 luck, and I'm just looking for anything that just like jumps out at me that would connect her to like witches or an occult or just something strange.
Cool. As you you think about these and what you know about witchcraft, and you know that the object itself of the doll is a representation of a person, usually meant to represent a specific person. But you know that what's believed in witchcraft to be the power behind these dolls is actually placed within the doll. So within the doll, generally near the heart.
Open that shit up.
I feel like I have like. I feel like I would have a letter opener in my satchel because I'm that big of a nerd, and I want to
Sure.
like open up the doll without
Hell, you
saying anything. I just like stab it and rip it open.
All right. And there's already some knives, some cuts at the crotch, so you just follow
Yeah,
those.
just
Rip it out.
creepily right up the crotch.
Yeah. So inside, you find a chunk of blonde hair. That is tied. Actually, it's probably not a chunk. It's probably like several strands of hair that are woven through a dull metal medallion, which is in the shape of a 5-pointed star within a circle. And there's sort of like blonde hair that's sort of woven through the star.
Oh my god, pentagon!
Oh my god! So, I don't want to cause any more alarm to the great Alexander. He's already having a moment about the mirrors. But there may be some chunks of Professor Lightner's hair in this doll that clearly is a voodoo doll, and its eyes are burned out. And it's got a pentagram. This
There's
woman's a
obviously some heinous activities going on here. We should contact the authorities immediately.
witch.
So, Libby,
Witch.
you're the one who talked to Amelia because you were like, "Oh, I'll talk to her. I'm a lady. She's a lady. We are on the same level. She's feeling feelings."
Well,
She-
similar, yes.
Yeah. Because you were
That is
asking
what
her
women do, yes.
when. Did she seem like sad that he was dead? Was she like glad that he was dead? She's the one who found his body, and she was like, "Oh no, I can't talk about it because I'm so upset." Was she full of shit?
Andy.
Yeah.
This is more or less from my memory / your memory.
Was she
'Cause
full of shit?
I don't remember, but like, was she full of... No, I vaguely remember her like feeling like, oh my gosh, this person has died, but not remorseful in any way. That was how I felt. Is that actually true, or am I just remembering things wrong?
I would hate to do anything to sway you.
Okay,
Well-
that's how I'm gonna go with. She just she was concerned that he had died, but she didn't feel remorseful in the least. I didn't take the way that she what's the word? Regretted his demise, and now that I find this doll, clearly she was connected with it. I don't like this doll, and I'm gonna just pull the hair out. Like, I don't want them to be connected in any way.
Yeah, so the hair's kind of twisted through that metal medallion which you're holding. So yeah, there's the doll, which is stuffed with some kind of like a loose cotton fiber, and then there's the doll, like a pewter medallion.
Jimmy, you've as you've put it, seen some shit. Would you mind holding on to this doll?
Yeah, all right. He shoves it in a pocket.
That's
Sure.
great. Okay, and I just like awkwardly wipe my hands.
There's just stuffing everywhere. The eyes are charred. Smells a little bit like charred, like burnt hemp.
As he does, he's gonna look at the medallion, make sure there's like, I don't know, initials engraved on it or like.
Just has Amelia written on it.
A simple like circle with a 5-pointed star within it.
Yeah, he'll put it in a pocket.
I don't want to speak for the group, but perhaps we should adjourn for the evening. Even crash at my place, or perhaps the professor's. I'm sure his place is more lavish than mine is. And, speak in the morning, perhaps. Even not here in the night. Alone.
All right, yeah. If those guys show up, don't answer the door. Call the cops. Cause a ruckus. Don't talk to them.
What? Where are you going, Jimmy?
I'm going home.
Yeah, home. Home. Yes, home.
You
Very well then. I'm going to call Jeeves and go have a nightcap, I believe. Good
Sure.
evening to you all.
Jimmy,
Why are you screaming?
Sorry.
Jeeves sounds very feminine lately.
all right. So who's going where for the night?
Jimmy will roll his eyes and say, Amelia, you can come to my house.
It's Libby, but okay, thank you.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Amelia. What I,
Amelia's the killer. I didn't want to say that out loud, but clearly.
On the way out, Jimmy does want to talk to the night guard.
Sure. It is a man named Martin.
Martin, you working the night?
Eh?
You working the night before they found the professor dead?
Oh yeah, I was here.
Anything weird happened that night? Anybody in the building?
I mean, Professor Leiter came in pretty late.
Never left.
Oh no, he ran in here. He was sweating bullets. He was, and ran right into his office and looking over his shoulder both ways. I tell you, both ways.
Say anything.
Not to me. Usually does. He's a nice enough guy. Sometimes he throws me a tip here or there to keep his room especially clean.
Yeah, he coming at night often?
Oh, lately, ever. He's been looking over his shoulder ever since the roof almost fell on him outside.
What do you mean the roof almost fell on him?
Oh, it was just a few weeks ago. Jimmy, I didn't tell you about this. How didn't I tell you about this?
No, roof of the building fell on him?
Well, almost. It was maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Well, some of the tiles. It was right over there. Actually, he points towards one of the corners of the building. One of the tiles, slate tiles. They are. They fall on your head and splat. I tell you. Hi. How are you? I'm Martin.
Hi, Martin.
So, how long ago was that?
That was 2 weeks ago, maybe.
So a week before he died?
Oh, man, that one. Who's this friend of yours? Libby, she says.
Focus. So, how often did he come in here at night?
His eyes drift away from Libby.
Martin, it's very important. Please tell us.
Not too often. He really doesn't work here very much. Mostly works from home, from what I gather, but pays me a little extra to make sure the dust doesn't settle, if you know what I mean.
I don't think we do.
Literally the dust. It's just the dust.
Oh, so he literally pays you extra to make sure the dust doesn't collect. That's
Yeah.
important. That's very important. I'm impressed.
I'm not a janitor, but I'm not above like an extra buck or two here or there.
I'm
So
not
he came
laughing at you, Martin. It's fine.
So he came in late. He was scared, and then you left before he did.
He's thinking.
Martin, it's important.
Timeline.
What time?
Yeah, I was out. My shift ends at 6, so there must have been Jerry in the morning. Picked up whenever the little lady found him.
So we stayed here all night.
Must have been.
How often does an assistant come in, Amelia?
Oh, she works in there most of the time, most days, and unless she's down at the library, from what I gather.
She been doing anything weird?
Look, Jimmy kind of side eyes Libby a little bit. The language of the female is one that might as well be Greek to me. So yes, always.
Did she come in with him, or do they kind of do their own thing?
They work together sometimes. Yeah.
You think they were boning?
Oh my gosh.
He immediately looks to Libby and then looks conspiratorially back at Jimmy and says, Don't quite know, but wouldn't put money in against it, knowing Lighter's reputation.
Jimmy, stay
Yeah.
focused.
I am getting all the information. All right, so we came in
Clearly.
scared, stayed all night, dead the next morning. Almost got killed by a roof a week before that. You see a kid in a white Letterman's jacket hanging out around here?
He thinks for a moment and says, yeah, actually, come to think of it, just a couple of days ago, I chased him out. He was some kind of peeping Tom in the bushes.
A couple days ago.
Yeah, he was staring off towards one of the dormitories. Real creepy kid. Nice looking kid, but don't know why.
He's peeping Tom.
Nice looking kid like that would be
Now,
Yeah,
Martin,
weird.
You ever come in this building? Down to the lighter's office?
I'm sorry, little lady. What did you want to say?
well, I was just going to say it's super important. Was his name by any chance Anthony?
Oh, I didn't get his name. I chased him off with a stick.
Well, of course you did. It's very important of you to chase them off. Who cares
Ran
about their
faster
names?
than me. It's my leg, you see.
Oh,
Every
my
time.
gosh, your leg.
Well, Jimmy knows every time it rains, my poor knee. You don't care. Listen to some bloke like me whining
Oh,
about
no,
it.
of course. Tell me about your knee. It's very important. Libby is going to dote over his knee.
He brushes her off pretty quickly because he doesn't want your pity. Damn it.
He winks at, she winks at Jimmy because I'm a she, damn it.
Sure.
But you chased him off, you say?
Oh yeah, I tried to catch him and tell him he can't. I yelled, "You can't be here, kid! What are you doing in the bushes?" And he just started running, and I could.
Very authoritative.
Well,
But you never saw him like in here, like with the professor in his office or anything.
oh no, just outside.
That was after Lighter died.
Yeah, just a few days ago, maybe.
Okay. His office got broken into. You gotta pay more attention, Marvin.
That's Martin. How many times do I have to tell you?
Jimmy's walking away.
I thought it was Melvin.
Why didn't you tell me you were gonna have friends stopping by?
Jimmy, I'm coming. Hold on. Bye, Martian. It was very nice meeting you.
I didn't.
It's Libby. Bye.
He said as you're walking away, he says, I told him you were in Leiter's office, but they said they were just gonna meet you over at the museum.
Wait, who? What?
Your friends from the shore. They said they knew you.
They were gonna meet me where?
You know, they talk like you.
Yeah. Where are they gonna meet me?
Over. They said I told them that you usually work over at the museum, and they said they'd meet you there.
Great.
Martin, this is extremely important, and she looks very sternly at him. And she's gonna describe the two thugs that we met earlier.
Oh yeah, that's them. Nice enough. One of them was pretty quiet.
Yeah, quiet indeed.
Jimmy gets really close and kind of quietly says, "What else you tell him?"
I just told him you usually work. I work over there.
That's all? You just told him I work at the museum? They ask any other questions? They ask about my family? Did you say anything about my family?
Well, I didn't say anything about your family, Jimmy.
Good. Don't you ever talk about my family? And he'll walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't you ever talk about his. I'm coming, Jimmy.
Well, shit.
Shit, indeed.
We're not going to my house.
Well, I have a lavish house. You'd be more than welcome to come. I only have one driver.
Well, I'll go there.
Well, okay. Should we get the professor?
Yeah. Or we can all go to his house. We're not going to my house.
No, I mean, I guess we could go to his. I mean, no one ever comes to my. It's fine.
Party of the professors.
I'm not staying anywhere unless I have my nightcap and my slippers.
All right. What's your driver's name?
Jeeves.
Jeeves. Has Jeeves been on the block? Jeeves know how to lose a tail?
Does Jeeves know how to lose a tail? I've never really asked him.
He doesn't like potatoes, I'll tell you that much.
Well, sir, I know how to turn right, and then I know how to turn left. I know how to go slow, and I know how to go fast.
Don't be cheeky, Jeeves.
I'm just testing my services, sir.
Perhaps you should let me drive, and then I'll try to avoid everyone. It'll be fine.
I think Jeeves was making a sarcastic remark on how he's perfectly capable of losing a tail.
Libby is like full like driving in midair. It just looks like she's gonna hit everyone in sight.
You notice that Libby has her hands on like 16 and 20.
Just constantly driving right. It's fine. It's cool.
As we head towards the car, Jimmy is keeping his eyes peeled for the guys.
Sure.
The guys.
You'll see him.
All right. And he's going to sit in the front next to Jeeves and try to help him drive in such a way that they can lose any possible tails and keep an eye out for a tail.
Sure.
I'm sitting next to Alexander.
Who's spotting for a tail?
I'll spot for a tail.
I'm not. The whole time Libby is asking about how he hides the quarter behind my ear.
Smoke my pipe.
I'm so glad that our party's amazing. I'm gonna use my charm to try to tell him how to. Oh, yeah.
Oh!
I want to know about that quarter
that was
trick.
the
Damn it!
spot hidden. That was the
That was the charm.
That was just the charm.
that was the useful role.
You do not notice anyone following you. It is very late though.
But you
So.
were charmed.
So Alexander, as Alexandra, could you just how the coin? I just need to know. It wasn't behind my ear the whole time, was it?
You're a very sweet young lady, but a magician can never give away all of his secrets.
Look,
And
it's
then
just us.
Alexander will reach up to brush back a lock of her hair, and he pulls out another quarter.
Oh gosh! Oh, there it is.
You hear
It's been
the
there the whole
professor
time.
audibly clap. Oh, fantastic! Wonderful. Kind of ruins the moment.
I'm gonna try to. Oh, Libby's like, but it was clearly in your hand the whole time. I think I understand this trick after all.
You mean this hand? And he makes it disappear.
Oh my! Oh gosh! So glad that we're paying attention to the tail that's clearly coming to kill us right now.
You guys don't notice any tails.
Nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should use that spot hidden for the tail. But you know what? The coin trick was important. I'm gonna add it to my notes.
And you guys can get to the professor's house without any incident. Is there anything else you would like to do before adjourning for the evening? It's pretty late, so y'all are pretty tired.
Jimmy's gonna keep watch for a while, just like on outside the house, just to make sure they weren't followed.
Sure. You don't notice anything?
Okay.
In that case, we can. You all wake up the next morning without incident. It is the morning of the October 2nd, which I believe is a Saturday. So, what would you like to do? You all kind of gather and you break your fast and get ready for your day. What would you like to do today?
Let's find that woman.
Which one? The waitress he was boning, or the witch?
Oh, the witch, clearly. We have her doll. You have her doll. I'm not holding
What about the sanatorium,
Ooh, that.
asylum?
Or the casino. I've always wanted to go.
No. We're not doing that.
Well, the sanatorium sounds very interesting. I wouldn't say fun. That would be insulting.
Well, I mean, there's this guy up there. He's got guardianship. That's weird.
Ah, yes. Perhaps you could play as Professor Layton, and I could play as the assistant, and we could just get in there.
Professor.
You want
Who?
me to say I'm the professor? Why doesn't
Lighter?
the professor
Layton.
say
I don't
he's a
remember what his name
professor?
is.
Listen, the professor can say he's a professor. I'll
I
tell
am
her.
a professor.
Oh, yeah, but the professor.
A very respected one by that matter.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I'll be the muscle.
Professor, I didn't want to tell you this earlier, but I actually graduated 20 years ago, and I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to insult you. But you thought I graduated just a moment ago, and I didn't.
You must look very similar to another woman, another girl I know.
Well, of course. Again, I'm sorry. I wanted to clear the air.
Just take it as a compliment that you look so young.
Well, of course I did. I just needed him to. It's important, you know. Been doing this
My
for a long
memory
time.
is like a steel trap, if that's what you're suggesting.
I didn't suggest anything. Perhaps to
You're
the.
implying it.
Well, clearly, but maybe perhaps we should go to the sanitarium. Not for you, of course, but for others.
Yes,
as individuals.
I'll have G's take us wherever you'd like. This is becoming interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a Saturday. We got Professor Roach to talk to. We got.
Oh, we have. Have we actually talked to him for reals?
No.
Maybe we should talk to Professor Roach.
But I mean, he might not actually be involved at all.
Well, to the sanitarium.
Yeah.
I really want to know who this person is in there.
C. Hunter.
So, Professor, you're gonna be the professor, and you're gonna be Amelia.
Oh, well, I could do that.
All right.
Where are we
Who are
breaking in
you?
where I'm being the professor?
We're going to the sanitarium.
Professor, keep up.
Is it very possible that they know what Dr. Leiter looks like?
Yup.
This seems like a silly plan.
No,
Well,
it's
I mean,
an
no,
excellent plan.
Yeah, he just got the sealed letter, right? Like he just got guardianship, just got the letter. He probably hasn't had a chance.
It wasn't
to
even
the letter
opened.
yet. Yeah, he doesn't know. He hasn't been out there. He has no idea, and they probably don't know he's dead.
Yes, indeed.
I
And
like
if
this
the
plan.
plan fails, what's our backup?
I'm going to run away.
We show him the letter from the other professor. We're investigating deaths and stuff.
Perhaps
I
that's
see.
what we should lead with. No, I think your plan is better, Jimmy. Let's go with it. What say you, the great Alexander?
I mean, if they catch us lying about being the professor, I don't think they would be inclined to let us come in as investigators.
So you are the professor then. I think this is an excellent idea.
Well, okay, let's do this. Let's take the letter with us, and the professor will
Okay.
say, "Hey, I am a professor, and I am in possession
I
of
am a
this
professor.
letter." Yeah, it's
No,
not lying.
the professor.
And you say, no,
It's
you
implied.
say,
It's
I am
implied.
all right, I'm the professor. I have this letter. I'd like to see C. Hunter. No lies.
Lied.
No lies. And if they say, yes, of course, Professor Leiter, come on in, we know they don't know he's dead. They don't know what he looks like. We're good. And if they say, Professor Leiter's dead, you say, yeah, I'm not that professor. I never said I was.
The professor. This is a great plan. Jeeves. I'm just calling out randomly.
Perhaps we could split into two groups. If the letter doesn't work, then the rest of us could try as the investigators.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys read from the letter that it sounds, just to clarify so you have the information, it seems from the letter like Leiter is the one who checked Hunter into the sanatorium,
Oh.
which is why he has guardianship.
Jimmy, I didn't want to
They
point this out
probably
earlier.
met him.
Clearly, the professor checked him into the sanitarium. Perhaps the professor should just simply walk in. I'll go as the assistant.
But
Excellent plan, though. Excellent.
But if he checked him in, that he's been there and they know what he looks like.
Clearly.
Perhaps we could find some kind of.
Diversion.
Well, I was
Explosion.
thinking more. It's a sanitarium. Perhaps we could get a psychiatric consult. Somebody
you could
on the
pretend to be
inside.
insane.
No, that's
Ooh,
not
I'm
what I was-
crazy.
That's
Oh.
not what I was saying.
Jimmy,
Perhaps I
Jimmy
could.
like lets some saliva fall out of his mouth on the ground.
Oh, good show. Good show. That's good.
I have some skill in psychology. Perhaps I could feign being somebody that's there to evaluate Mr. Hunter.
Oh, all right, but like so a lie, but one that
That I'm more comfortable with, yes.
And Professor Leiter sent you, and if they ask, you don't know that Professor Leiter's dead.
Oh, exactly. He's not dead. He's alive.
And we're all your team. We're all your assistants.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Leiter wanted a second
Before I
opinion.
go with this plan, do I have any standing to lie about that? Do I have I have a good psychology skill.
It's not a lie,
Do I
Professor.
have a some kind of minor degree in psychology that I could say?
Well, I'm. This is the 1920s, and I'm not sure how much anyone's going to care.
Right. True.
You know what I mean?
True.
These aren't like super high security places. They're mostly built to like keep people from escaping.
Right.
Certain areas are built to keep people from escaping, but there are also wings of it that are basically just like dormitories for like the less volatile people. But even then, like it's not. There weren't like all the laws that are in place now where like I'm just not. I think even the professor probably would wonder like how much they're even going to care if like
True.
someone came in and said, "I'd like to speak to this person."
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean? They're
Instead
also
of scheming, I'm going to just recommend that we go in and talk to Mr. Hunter.
Oh,
And
all right.
I guess that could help.
But I mean, we won't be able to make any decisions on his behalf. Obviously, that was Professor Leiter's legal duty, but we should still be able to talk to him.
yeah.
Well,
And, like, you would know that you might need to have like some other plan, like if it was if there was like some kind of a risk, or if they were like a super volatile patient, you know, there is a chance that they might say no. But for most of the people in the sanatorium, you probably could go in. You probably would be watched, you know, just to make sure that nothing crazy happened. But
Andy, I have a question.
yeah,
If I wanted to fake a document, what would I
Sure.
use to do that?
Is there a forgery skill?
Oh wait, no.
I don't see one.
It would probably be like an art. If there's an art skill, or I think there is an art one, right? Yeah.
I just don't
I
think I
have-
have the ability.
I have art craft writer.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Professor, perhaps you not to say forgery, but perhaps you should just create a document showing your authority to be there in case we need it.
A forgery. You're asking me to create a forgery.
No, I'm simply saying write a writ of sorts.
Listen, let's not
fake that you
piss
maybe
around
would
this.
use.
You'd like me to write a forgery.
And
Actually, I don't think that's a terrible idea.
If that's how you feel that it should be, can I use fast talking on him? Oh, it didn't work anyway.
Well, you're the expert in forgeries and their authenticity.
Tell you what, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to count to 30, and then you show me what you created, and I'll tell you if it's
30 seconds.
authentic.
No, okay, all right.
29, 28. I'm gonna use my appraisal anyways. Oh yeah, Professor, that you didn't even try.
You only gave me 30 seconds.
Well, I counted to 30. Try again. I freaking rolled a 1 on that. That's bullshit. It'll
Wow.
never happen again.
Well, now I'm all nervous.
It's okay. It's okay. It looks amazing. It looks great.
It's clearly worse than it was before.
Well, you're self-conscious now. Try it again.
Fine, I'll try it one more time, but if this doesn't work, then it just seems to be a fool errand.
Well, I have trained eyes.
Ah!
Push it. Push it.
I put a hole in the paper this time.
You're too stressed out. You know what? No, this is a horrible idea. Just the thought of me having you forge something. But
If you
then
weren't
again,
looking over my shoulder
You
the
have
whole
it in
time.
my coffee.
the first one was the best. I say you just keep it.
Very well.
But
Here.
perhaps don't put the hearts over the eyes. It's I'm just saying.
But that's my signature.
How will they know it's me, Milton?
How do they know it's me?
It's all
Milton
about
Wagner.
not being you. You're supposed to be someone else. That's all.
That's what makes my eyes so special.
I spend the entire trip when we go there helping him forge something that shows he's supposed to be there.
What do you want it to say?
I'm supposed to be here.
Let me in. Let me talk to someone.
It's going to say something like, "To whom it may concern,
Ron, you can't kill that pig here.
Professor
Wait, I have a
Milton
permit. This just says I can do whatever I want. Right.
is to be here to assess the abilities of one fill-in name, because I don't remember, of the ability to stay sane within the borders of the fill in the blank of the place we're going to, because I don't remember. Signed, Professor Philipper, head counselor of Fern. See, there you go. You smudge the last pieces, and it'll be fine.
Okay. Sounds good. You guys going straight to the sanatorium, or are you doing anything
Yep.
else?
I guess we'll head
But
to
we
the
spent this whole
sanatorium.
time forging, and of course we have to go.
All right. You see the sanatorium. Sanitarium.
Dane, thank you for that. I'm just so good.
The sanatorium is.
Chris, that is totally what Dane's character's gonna do. I'm important, damn it.
I think it's off campus actually. So it's a little bit of a drive.
Let's go. They need time. to
Oh
make
yeah,
this
we've
happen.
got time. We've got time.
Yeah.
Stop
but
with the hearts above the eyes.
It's an imposing building of a large main building with 3 wings to the east, west, and north. It kind of looks very much like your quintessential like Arkham, asylum kind of thing with wrought iron gate and crenellations along the top. A big red-brown brick building with small windows and big wooden doors. You are let in, and are you as you there is a person behind the desk, a young man working behind the desk at the moment inside the front doors. And there is some kind of a security guard nearby with like a billy club at his belt.
I will walk up to the desk.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hello. Can I
My-
help you? Welcome to Arkham Sanatorium. Here for all of your sanitary needs.
Do you have hand wipes?
That's a little sanity joke.
Oh, I see. Quite fun.
We like to keep it light around here.
Sure. I'm gonna kind of look around.
Oh, I get it. That's funny.
You hear screaming laughter from the next. No, I'm just kidding.
We're here to see one of your patients.
Okay. Well, that's probably something I can help you with. What's the patient's name? He says. He thumbs open a ledger.
Hunter. What was it?
Sea Hunter.
C
You
Hunter.
never learned the first name.
Mr. C. Hunter.
We know nothing about this person.
Yeah, the last name and first initial, and you're assuming it's a mystery.
I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you
Hello,
damn meddling kids.
Who you calling Miss?
That's funny. Hunter. Oh, I see. Must be Cecil Hunter. Yes.
Oh yes, Cecil. I'm sorry, Professor. I messed up my notes.
I knew it the whole time. He goes by C. CC sometimes.
This person behind this doesn't seem to care at all.
Yes, we'd like to see Mr. Hunter if that's possible.
Oh, he's currently within the admissions ward, and that's fine. Are you? I just have a few brief questions before we bring you in there. Are any of you, or have any of you, ever been disturbed by the sight of a straitjacket?
Milton starts to put the forged document back in his pocket. He says, Disturbed how?
Well, it's a new sight for some people, so I'd just like you to take a long thought about it and ask yourself a question. Seeing someone in a straitjacket, how's that going to sit with me?
It's like a giant hug for themselves.
Is it properly secured?
They are pretty easy to escape from.
Professor's gonna look nervously back at Alex.
Perhaps get the letter. Get the letter.
Second question, are you comfortable with having a one of our security officers with you during this interview for your own safety and for the safety of our patients?
I'm gonna butt in real quickly. What was his name?
Cecil.
No. The guy that we're talking to.
You didn't
Good, man.
you didn't learn it?
Well, pardon me, but would it be in fact you? And I'm gonna like lean on the counter and flutter my eyeballs at him.
Your eyeballs.
Professor's going to roll his eyes like
I'm
back
sorry.
into his
My
head.
eyelids. I'm gonna flutter my eyelids.
Flutter your eyeballs.
I throw my eyeballs at him. Roll my charm.
Probably not the weirdest thing he's seen.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Over my glasses. I tip them down.
He gives a smile and says, "Unfortunately, my duties lie here, and I must watch the front door.
Oh, clearly you do just an excellent job.
It won't be
Look,
Clarence
duties-
either," he says, thumbing his pointing his thumb over his shoulder, "because Clarence is here to keep me sane and safe." No.
Well, Clarence is a phenomenal job. Well, who would be with us?
Oh, we'll call another one of the orderlies. Let's see.
Clearly as strong as you.
Excuse me, sir. I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't wish to take any time from your, I'm sure, already busy staff. We have quite the strapping young lad with us. He's actually my personal bodyguard, James here.
Well,
I'm the muscle.
to be frank, and no offense intended, but
Yes, be frank,
Yeah.
Mister. What was your name?
Frank, was it?
Frank,
Oh, your name was Frank. Oh my goodness, you're making a joke.
to be frank, the
Literally.
guard is both for your safety and for the safety of our guests. So I must.
I'm sorry. Have you seen somebody similar to my friend James here recently? Perhaps they talked similarly?
No.
Okay, just
I mean,
just wondering.
Professor, look at Frank. He's quite muscular.
Frank like eyes Jimmy up for maybe like, roll your psychology, Professor.
Oh God. You can do it. You can do it. Push your luck.
Damn it. What's going on today?
Spend 1 luck.
I'll spend it.
Or you're gonna push.
One luck.
Push it.
Oh, maybe I should
Oh,
push
push it real hard. Don't push it. Why would you do that?
Ah!
99. Got 99 problems. My psychology wasn't one.
Oh, why did you push it?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you guys told me to. I got
Spend 1.
nervous.
I said spend 1.
It's like the whole forging thing all over again.
So they are going to call in an extra guard.
Ah, 2 guards.
Well,
Mark,
of course.
Mark, just one.
Just
It's just
bring
a-
in an
Mark is
extra.
another orderly. He's in like a uniform, like a plain white uniform, and he has like a little stick at his side.
Professor, it's for your security, of course.
Yes, whatever.
Frail and old.
Now, Mark's just going to be. We really aren't assuming anything wrong's going to happen here. Mark will be present outside the door at all times. Should anything need to. Anybody official need to be, because end of the day, your job's not on the line.
I feel like we're doing great.
Have any other questions for Frank, or anything else you want to do before you head back to?
Hey, Frank. How long's CC been in here?
Well, he was admitted September 17th, according to my records. He was admitted due to a profound nervous breakdown by a Charles Leiter. Seemed to be we have noted, a former professor.
Cece's a former professor.
Oh, no, that's their relationship.
Ah, student.
Yes. Yes. I have it noted as former professor, as Charles Leiter, relationship to guest, former professor.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, cool.
Which you can assume means he would be a student.
Former.
Former. He winks at you.
That's weird.
I don't like that at all. Explains so much.
All right.
So this patient is a former student
Formal.
of Professor Leighton's.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You heard me.
Formal lightning.
Hey, maybe Amelia scrambled his brain like she did Leiter's eyeballs.
With their hoodoo and whatnot.
Pork chop sandwiches.
You do.
Hoodoo, you do.
The
Do what?
voodoo that you
What?
do so
Run you
well.
the babe.
The babe with the power.
Baby.
The Tucker jabs.
What should I do?
It's a lot, I think, going on
All
right
right.
now. So, what are you guys doing?
So I guess we should probably go see this guy. Instead of just standing here singing.
All right. You
Professor,
are
I didn't know you were a tenor.
you are brought along to the admissions wing, admissions ward of Arkham Sanatorium. You are brought to a hallway with several doors along both sides, and Mark points towards one of the doors silently.
Well, this seems to be the place. I'm gonna
Actually,
go and-
I think he would probably introduce this rather than let you guys flounder. Mark would actually knock on the door and say, "Hey, C, you got some visitors here. You ready? Eat your breakfast already?" There's no answer on the other side, either of those questions.
Oh shit!
This
I hope it's
seems
not dead.
promising.
Oh
All right.
God.
No. This is usual, Mark says, over his shoulder towards you guys. But no answer's good. He nods, and then he starts opening the door.
How? Okay.
Shit! Hope his eyeballs aren't melted.
Mark gives you a look.
What?
And it's
What
like,
did you say?
he shakes his head like, what?
I had a weird dream last night.
It's just a saying. It's a saying people say nowadays. Hope
You
your
know
eyeballs
what?
aren't melted.
I had a weird dream too.
But eyeballs.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah,
Nah, that ain't me.
Nothing about eyeballs. Let's go.
He leans back up against the wall and says, I'll bow to here if you need me. And he kind of reaches into a pocket and pulls out a little like book and starts reading.
Jimmy, I'll go in first.
I'm gonna immediately look at that book.
Follow Jimmy.
It is a book of crosswords.
Oh, 7 down is laparoscopy. And I just walk in. It's not even close.
So as you guys enter, there is a small basic room. The first thing you see is a reedy, thin-faced man in his 20s with a freckled face and a shock of reddish blonde hair. He is... Sorry, they would have told you he was actually moved towards to one of like the interview rooms, I guess they would call it, or yeah, interview rooms. So he is in a plain room. This is not his bedroom.
Okay.
So he's in a plain room with a table at it, and he is in a straitjacket. And he's just sort of sitting at the table, and he's kind of rocking and shaking his head and seems to be muttering to himself. If anyone would like to roll a listen,
Oh, hell yeah.
you may try to hear what he is saying.
I'm gonna listen so good. Nope. Never
I
mind.
don't think I have good listen. Oh, no, I have decent listen. Hey,
Anyone get a hard success?
score 1 for
I'm
the
gonna push
professor.
it.
Oh, no,
Regular.
Regular.
No, I'm not gonna push it. My lesson's only 21.
I'm pushing it! Nope.
Oh.
Libby's about to get stabbed through the heart.
I am going to say that it is going to be more difficult for Libby to do her next social role though,
Damn it.
because of that.
Damn it. I'm gonna charm the shit out of this insane guy.
So, Milton, actually, Milton and Alexander both would have heard this. Heard something. You don't hear the hard thing, but you hear this. He is muttering to himself that says, he is saying, those who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream by night.
Huh.
And he mutters a little bit more, says, worms, 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 worms in the wall, worms in the wall. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared dream before.
Mr. Hunter.
Sure, he doesn't know. It is, yeah. He stops rocking a little bit, and his head's sort of bowed towards the table, but his eyes just like jerk over towards you all walking in the door.
No, not creepy.
He is silent.
Alexander's gonna walk over and kind of. Are there chairs for everybody, or?
Yep. There's 4 chairs in there.
He'll sit down in one of the chairs across from Cecil and be like, "Hello there, young man. We just have some simple questions for you.
Jimmy
Do you understand?"
He looks towards you, says, questions, 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 questions.
Mr. Honto, we are associates of Professor Leiter. We're
Dead
here
man,
just to
dead
talk.
man. He saw them and they saw him, and off we go, out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, the curtain, funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, and the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy. Man and its hero, the conqueror worm.
Sorry, Rachel, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. I was just gonna say that Jimmy is going to Jimmy's trying not to appear threatening, but Jimmy wants to put himself like close enough that if this guy lunges for anyone, Jimmy can intervene. So Jimmy isn't gonna participate so much in the talking. Jimmy's just
Sure.
like ready to jump in if things get violent, but Jimmy's trying not to be like intimidating or imposing about it.
Sure. Who has a skill in own language?
Ooh, Jimmy does.
Own language,
I have
huh?
own language.
I do too. I got 93.
We're shooting for hard.
Oh, nope, not me.
I
I am
got
paying
really-
to shit.
Oh, Jimmy knows his poetry.
Jimmy!
Yeah, Jimmy, that's Poe. You know Poe. So you've heard a couple Edgar Allan Poe quotes here now.
Uh-huh.
Only the last part of that last one, though. The man is the hero, conqueror, worm. And,
He saw them and they saw him. Was that?
that was not just the last part of that.
Okay.
Man and its hero, the conqueror, worm, was a Poe quote, but the rest was all. So yeah, he kind of cuts you off as soon as you start talking about Leiter. And he starts rocking again.
Do you know anything about Emilia Court?
Court. Courting they will come. Courting they will come. Courting they will come. And buy the souls of all.
This is pointless. He's just babbling nonsense.
Libby wants to clap really loud in front of his face and stare at him.
What are you doing? She's getting a bad cop on this guy?
He blinks startled and like focuses on Libby.
And then she's gonna say, "What do you know about the occult?"
Oh my god.
I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Sure.
Oh my god, can I spend my 3 luck?
As if triggered. You don't need to. As if triggered by your words. He says, "Her. It was her trial, her papers, her name, her symbols, her prisoner. Stupid prisoner. I can hear her laughing, the cries. Oh, God, the cries of the newborns on her table. Their cries." And he starts sobbing.
And I'm gonna immediately say was
It's a little bit off-putting.
I'm gonna say John, whatever his name was, and see if that triggers anything. I have it in my notes. Son of a bitch.
Kerwin.
Kerwin.
Sebastian Kerwin.
Yeah, Sebastian. Yeah, his true name. I'm gonna say that.
He
Question mark.
never to suffer would never to have been blessed.
Professor, since you seem to know something about psychology, can you do hypnosis?
Well, I mean, I've studied it, but only in a hobby. Only as a hobby. I suppose I could try. Let me pull out my pocket watch here.
You may certainly try.
I'm
Do
gonna
it.
certainly try.
Do it.
You get the feeling that there are certain words that are like triggering responses for him, for sure.
Like which?
That was one of them.
Oh shit!
Regular.
Hey, push 3. Spend 3 luck. Come on.
Yeah,
Push
I'll make it hard.
Push.
Oh yeah, make it
Don't
real
push.
hard.
Then 3 and make it hard.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yep.
I mean, you know, 3 to make it hard.
3 to make it hard.
Okay. So he seems to like calm down a little bit, and he definitely focuses much more
What?
on you as you start spinning this watch in front of his eyes. His eyes definitely start to follow the watch.
Ask him about Anthony.
Oh, Mr. Leiter, I want you to focus. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. I want you to picture somebody. A young gentleman. Wears a Letterman jacket. Goes by the name of Anthony. Anthony, what was his last name?
Flinders.
Flinders.
Anthony Flinders. He says. Okay. He says. Flinders, no. No Flinders, no. Don't know. No Flinders, no.
What about the professor?
Alexander whispers to the professor, John Hobhouse.
How about a Jonathan Hophouse, Mr. Hunter?
Papers.
What kind of papers?
False papers, drawn papers,
Forgeries?
forgeries, money, only money, false art I make. But we all sell our souls in our own ways.
Is this dude the forger?
Oh shit.
Sounds like he forges art, but it sounds like John, what was his name? Blumbum?
Blumbo?
He might have been a forger as well.
Charles Leiter.
Professor, ask him to sign his name on this piece of paper, and I slide something from my notebook.
Dude's in a straight jacket.
Oh, Mr.
with
Hunter, can you put this pen in your mouth? And slide this piece of paper for me. Honestly, I just want to see if he'll do it.
He's sort of just still kind of watching the watching the watch, and he'll
Only joking.
Professor, I'm sorry, I forgot he was in a straitjacket.
I'm gonna close my eyes slowly and then open them again.
What about Professor Roach?
Professor Roach, does that mean anything to you, Mr. Hunter?
Roach, boring man, wants a job he can't have.
Mr. Hunter, you mentioned children, babies, on an altar. You mentioned this when we asked you about Miss Court. Do you believe that Miss Court is involved in some kind of occult?
Occult. Hidden in the papers. The papers. Stupid Cecil. The laughs of the witches echo in the papers.
What did you hide in the papers,
I
Cecil?
don't know. I don't know Court.
Doesn't know a court. What did he say when we asked him about Kerwin?
It wasn't until you weren't getting much from him with Court or Kerwin, but whenever Libby asked him about the occult is when he started talking about the
Right,
papers
right.
and the witches and the cries of the newborns.
Hmm.
Whose trial was it? Whose papers?
He says, trials of witches, witches on trial, burned at the stakes for crimes that were true, truer than anyone knew.
Hmm.
The evil, evil brought by witches, evil in the pages, evil, evil.
What about you, Cecil Hunter? How did you get into this?
My hands make visions, visions on paper, visions and copies of visions.
Are you an artist, Cecil?
He wriggles a little bit to as if you were like trying to pull his arms out of his straitjacket, and then stops and says, artist I was, artist I was, artist I am in my brain.
Would you? I'm going to lean over to Alexander and whisper loud enough that Jimmy can hear me.
What are you guys saying?
And Elizabeth, if she's there around us too.
I'm right here.
Do you think it would be prudent to get this man a piece of paper and a pen?
Yes.
Perhaps we can ask the security guard out there.
Do it.
I think we can just assume that he's the forger.
Yes, but I'm kind of interested to see what he would draw.
I have read things about people who, in a trance, will write all sorts of strange things. I think it'd be an interesting experiment to give him paper and a pen.
All right, well, the guard's probably going to tell you no, so let's just take him out. Keep it quiet.
Wait,
Jimmy's
take out the car.
there.
No, he's right there. He can hear you.
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I should be here. But I shouldn't be here.
Maybe we bring him out. Let's bring him out.
Hey, Lighter brought you here.
Dead man, dead man, dead man.
How did you meet him?
Business of drawing, business of hands.
More importantly, how do you know he's dead?
He gives me papers. Papers.
Did you see him die?
He just sort of like blinks.
Don't be preposterous. Great Alexander, he couldn't have seen him. He's been here.
Pull out the doll. Pull out the doll.
Ding, ding, ding. What have we done? What have we done? Not out. Not all of the way out. But soon. Can you hear it? I can hear it. Can you hear it? Smashing at the walls, screaming in the winds. It will be free. Soon. It will be free.
Jimmy.
And then,
Pull out the doll.
oh God. It wasn't my fault. Broken geometry. A flaw. Missed line. A flawed copy in the lines, the angles. I got them wrong. But it's not my fault. You imbecile. Cecil, don't you see what you've done?
Does any of this make sense to anyone?
Show him the doll.
Jimmy will pull out the doll. And just set it on the table in front of him.
I'm going to push it forward.
He's still kind of he seems to be like squirming, and the hypnosis is getting a little bit weaker.
He shoves it in his face.
Okay, so at that he seems to break his focus on the watch altogether. But it seems to have done its work as far as keeping him calm for a good central portion of that. So he just blinks and stares at the doll.
What do you know about this?
He blinks at it again and says, Little men with holes in chests, eyes burned out so they can't see.
Was Leitner a little man?
All men are little, beside those who live in the pages.
Pages of what?
Alexander stands up. I don't think you want him to draw anything.
Must be possums.
Cecil, where are all the papers now? The ones you copied, the ones you messed the lines up on.
Um, says, gave them the lighter, dead man lighter. Gave them to him for him to sell. Money. It was all money with him. Didn't love the art. Didn't understand what I did. All dollars and cents. So he got offers now, though, didn't he? Money. Made him happy. Oh, so happy. Thought he'd hit the big one. We both did. Poor old me. Keep me in pates, good whiskey, pretty girls. The price kept going up and up and up until we were so scared. Right to be scared of the truth in those pages. And he lets out this scream. And starts laughing at the ceiling. And then he just sort of stops and slumps backwards, his head just sort of staring up at the ceiling.
I believe we may be done here.
Jimmy's gonna get a little closer to him and say, "Hey, what'd you let out of the pages?"
He looks. You get pretty close to him. He kind of turns to you, so your faces are pretty close to each other, and you see like a deep red line cross across his eye as he stares you straight in the eye, like a red worm, and he says, "It's coming." And he just grins at you.
Let's get out of here.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, yes, indeed. To breakfast, dinner, lunch.
So you guys are heading out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As you guys are heading out, Mark's kind of close to the door. He actually has a stick in one hand, and he's sort of listening at the door for a second. And as you open, he says, "Everything all right? Heard the scream. I didn't hear anything else."
Alexander turns to him and says, don't give him a pen. Don't let him draw anything.
Everything's great.
Believe me, even if we did give him a pen, ain't no way he's going to be drawing anytime soon. One of his first days in here, the reason we put those on him most of the time, chewed through the tendons on the back of his hand.
Ew.
As I said, he ain't going to be writing anything anytime soon. Probably.
Mark, was it? Did he draw anything in his blood?
Excuse me. No. I guess wouldn't have been the craziest thing I saw here, but no. As far as I know.
Did he draw anything or write anything before he chewed through his hands?
No. He was swearing at him. I was there that night, actually.
Swearing at his hands?
Swearing at his hands? He was saying things like, "Damn you for what you've done." Mark's obviously just kind of like struggling to remember exactly what he said,
Yeah.
coming up with a good quote, but I'm so mad at you for what you've done.
Yes, for what it's done, but anything else? Names, perhaps.
Look, he was mad at his hands. I don't know.
Well, of course, he clearly was. Look at his hands. Well, you can't because they're tied up. But anything else?
I've seen him.
His hands. Him.
Sure. Someone's got to put him in the straitjacket.
Anything strange, out of place, even?
He's missing some tendons.
Well, clearly he gnawed through them with his teeth. Perhaps his canines.
So can't even really use his fingers anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mark.
Sad thing.
Mark,
People come here to do well.
I don't mean to bother you again. You clearly are a man who, has important things on his hands. But when, here I am talking about hands. Was there anything else that when he was, brought in that he had with him? Perhaps that we could, perhaps see?
He said he wants the papers back. He said he wants to finish. He said he doesn't want to write anything. It doesn't make any sense. He says he wants to write the papers, but then he doesn't want to, when we try to give him papers to write, he says they're not the papers he wants.
I'm gonna immediately turn to the professor and be like, the papers!
Because he wants to complete his work.
Maybe
So
we
try
show
to
him
get
the
him to
papers!
write, but he refuses. He wants to get out, I know, but there's no way it's going to happen. Well, it's above my head. But if you ask me,
Sorry, guys. I gotta go.
all right.
My teeth
Probably
are,
a good time to
my
wrap
teeth are up,
anyways.
My teeth are up.
I guess.
Did you have any other questions? I mean, we could always reconvene here with if you guys think of more questions for Mark as well,
Mhm.
or if you wanted to look more into like records at the sanitarium or something.
Yeah, like
I don't know
making
much-
putting
how much shows
personal
you.
effects. And
I mean,
stuff.
I really want to show those papers in front of his face with like a pen in his mouth, though. But I don't know how well that'll go.
Sure. Papers. What do you guys think of Cecil?
Oh,
Yes.
Cecil, she's old Pete speaking Poe. I love a
He's
man who
done.
speaks in Poe.
Hmm. But yeah, I think that's a good place to call it. Unless you guys had any final
He's
thoughts.
got a worm in his eye.
Got a worm in his eye.
Oh Jesus, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, yeah. He had a red worm swim across his eye.
Yeah,
It
Jimmy
was
saw
so
it.
gross.
Jimmy's the only one.
That's right. Jimmy doesn't give a shit. Jimmy's teamwork.
Jimmy's hard.
Jimmy's hard as shit.
Jimmy had his like oh shit, what's the sci-fi movie we watched? With Lawrence Fishburne?
Matrix?
No, it's actually in space. Shit.
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Chris, have you seen it?
I don't think so. No.
Oh man, it is so good. And I can't say much without spoiling it, but there is a moment in it where they watch the tapes of they watch kind of recordings of something that happened, and after they finish the tape, he just turns it off, and his first words are like, "We're leaving." It's one of my favorite lines in a movie because it's like it's one of those moments in a movie where you expect them to like find a reason to stick around and like all die one by one. No, he's just like, "We're leaving, getting out. We're going." That was Jimmy's moment. We're leaving.